5 points. All forbidden. All removed from combat sports, military manuals, and martial arts curricula for the same reason. They work too well, too fast, and on anyone. You don't need to be stronger. You don't need to be faster. You need to know exactly where to press. Today, we count down all 5. Stay until number 1. The strongest fighter isn't the most dangerous. The most dangerous is the one who knows the body's off switches. For centuries, warriors like Dim-mak masters, Kyusho Jitsu practitioners, and military combat specialists understood one truth. The human body isn't armor. It's a system of hidden vulnerabilities just beneath the skin. Today, we reveal 5 of the most forbidden, and by number 1, you'll see why this knowledge was buried for so long. Let's begin. Pressure. Point 5. The brachial plexus tie-in. Most people have been hit here by accident and felt their entire arm go completely numb. That is not coincidence. That is the brachial plexus, the main electrical highway carrying every signal from the brain to the arm. It surfaces closest to the skin at the junction between the neck and the trapezius muscle, making it the most accessible major nerve cluster in the entire upper body. A focused strike or compression to this exact point does not cause pain in the traditional sense. It sends a massive disruptive signal through the entire arm simultaneously. The motor cortex suddenly loses its map of the limb. The arm does not just go numb, it disappears from the attacker's conscious awareness entirely. Grip opens, weapon drops. For several critical seconds, the brain is locked in a processing loop, desperately trying to re-establish connection with a limb that is temporarily offline. This point was used extensively in ancient Dim-mak, Japanese Kyusho Jitsu, and modern military combatives for centuries. It appears in documented close combat manuals from World War II. It is banned in sport grappling, not because it is unreliable, but because the results are too immediate and too consistent to allow fair competition. A technique this reliable has no place in sport. It belongs in survival. How to use it. Drive the edge of the hand or a focused thumb into the junction between the neck and the top of the trapezius at a downward 45-degree angle. In any collar grab or lapel grab situation, this coordinate faces you directly. The attacker's grip exposes the target automatically. One precise strike, and the arm holding you goes completely offline before their brain can register what happened. Pressure point 4. The femoral nerve point. The femoral nerve is the largest nerve in the entire lower body. It controls every major muscle group in the quadriceps. The 4 muscles responsible for keeping the knee locked and the leg upright under the full load of body weight. At the midpoint of the inner thigh, it runs close enough to the surface to be targeted precisely through clothing in any real-world situation. A focused knee strike or knuckle press into this coordinate does not break bone or tear muscle. It sends a nerve shock through the entire quadriceps, simultaneously causing an immediate involuntary release of tension in every muscle currently holding that knee straight. The result is instant leg buckle, not from pain but from the quadriceps receiving a direct system interrupt that forces them offline for 1 to 2 seconds. No human being can stand on a leg whose primary support muscles have just been switched off by their own nervous system. Ancient Muay Boran fighters targeted this exact point in the clinch using diagonal knee strikes to the inner thigh. Modern military close combat systems from the United States, Russia, and Israel all classify this coordinate as a primary takedown trigger. It requires 0 strength to execute. A child applying focused pressure to this point on a 300-pound man will drop that man. How to use it. In any clinch or close-range encounter, drive the knee into the inner thigh midpoint with forward and slightly upward pressure. The femoral nerve at this location sits less than 2 centimeters beneath the skin surface. One focused strike buckles the leg instantly, regardless of the attacker's size, strength, or training level. The bigger they are, the harder they fall when the foundation is removed. Pressure point 3. The vagus nerve compression. The vagus nerve controls the body's autonomic system, heart rate, blood pressure, digestion, and the parasympathetic shutdown response. It runs along the side of the neck beside the carotid artery and can be affected through pressure in that area. This same nerve is responsible for people fainting during extreme stress, at the sight of blood, or after sudden shock. When the vagus nerve is strongly stimulated or compressed, it can trigger what medicine calls a vasovagal response. The brain interprets this as a sudden blood pressure emergency and reacts by slowing the heart rate and dropping blood pressure. As a result, a person may feel dizzy or even lose consciousness because the body's nervous system activates a protective shutdown. This reaction also helps explain why certain chokeholds in grappling can work quickly. They affect both blood flow and nearby nerve responses in the neck. Because of the potential danger, techniques involving the neck and nervous system are considered high risk and are only taught in controlled, professional training environments. How to use it. From any position where the lateral neck is accessible, drive a focused thumb or two-finger press into the groove beside the sternocleidomastoid muscle midway between the jaw and the collarbone. Sustained pressure of 3 to 5 seconds triggers the full vasovagal cascade. No grip strength required, no size advantage needed. Only precise location and sustained directional pressure into the correct coordinate. Pressure point 2. The radial nerve has two vulnerable points along the arm. Most fighters only know the first, near the elbow at the lateral epicondyle. But there is a second point farther down the arm that is rarely discussed. After passing the elbow, the radial nerve branches across the outer forearm and runs along the radius bone, where it has very little muscle protecting it. Pressure or impact around the outer forearm, roughly 1/3 of the distance between the elbow and the wrist, can strongly stimulate this nerve. When the radial nerve is hit, it can send a sharp electrical sensation through the arm, often causing the hand to briefly lose strength or coordination. The wrist may drop, and the fingers can open involuntarily for a moment, making it difficult to maintain a firm grip. Historically, some traditional martial arts systems documented nerve targets on the arm as ways to disrupt an opponent's grip or control. Systems like Chinese pressure point fighting and Filipino Kali often teach the idea of attacking the hand or the limb controlling a weapon rather than the weapon itself. Because techniques that target nerves can be dangerous if misused, modern training environments usually treat them with caution and emphasize controlled practice and safety. How to use it: strike the outer forearm. 1/3 down from the elbow using a focused knuckle, edge of hand, or rigid finger strike, perpendicular to the bone. In any situation where an attacker is reaching toward you, grabbing you, or striking at you, their outer forearm faces you directly. The target presents itself automatically in the most common attack scenarios. One precise strike. Grip gone. Weapon on the floor. Pressure point 1. The carotid sinus. The carotid sinus is a small cluster of pressure sensors located where the carotid artery divides just below the jawline, directly beneath the earlobe. These receptors constantly monitor blood pressure and send signals to the brainstem, which controls vital functions like heart rate and circulation. When this area is strongly stimulated, it can trigger what medicine calls a vasovagal reflex, causing the heart rate to slow and blood pressure to drop suddenly. In some individuals, this can lead to dizziness or even temporary loss of consciousness. This reaction is medically recognized in a condition known as carotid sinus hypersensitivity, where even light pressure on the neck may cause fainting. Because of the critical role this area plays in regulating blood flow to the brain, the carotid region is considered extremely sensitive and high risk. For that reason, modern self-defense and combat training programs generally avoid teaching techniques that deliberately target this point. Pressure to the neck can be dangerous and potentially life-threatening if applied incorrectly, so it should only be studied in medical contexts or highly supervised professional training environments. Techniques involving the carotid sinus are therefore not recommended for practical use or practice outside controlled settings due to the serious risks involved. Below the earlobe where the jaw meets the neck, feel your own pulse there right now. That is the coordinate. Short, sharp, vibrating compression using the thumb tip or first two knuckles angled slightly upward. Not a punch, a signal. 5 points. No strength needed, just precision. Subscribe. Next week goes deeper. Master yourself.